let's keep moving forward, right? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to AMHQ Early. Thanks for joining us. It is Tuesday, March 22nd. I'm Jen Carfagno. So, the calendar says spring. The weather, it's been saying winter. Northeast yesterday, Midwest come tomorrow. So we've got Selene, Winter Storm Selene out there that we are tracking. And we also have severe weather with that system as well. Strong northwesterly winds bringing some cooler air, and then we cool down by Thursday night back to near freezing. The ups and downs of spring, Anaritis.
Yeah, one day it's warm, the next day it's cold. Let's talk about your weather coast to coast headlines. Good morning, Jen, and good morning to you at home. We begin in Texas.
So let's show you what's going to happen to that snowfall, because it's not going to last. So if you shoveled yesterday, great. Things will get cleaned up nicely today. Temperatures are actually starting your day above freezing at a lot of the airports. You can see New York 36, Boston at 34, but we're going to warm up really quickly and nicely today. We'll get that west wind out there. That's a nice warming wind direction for us in Boston. Southerly wind for us in Philly and New York City. We're back to nearly 60 in Philly and Boston, 48 degrees. Bangor, we are at 41. So we'll melt a lot of that snow from yesterday. Up next, we'll talk more about what's happening for you in the south. All right, let's take a look at the weekend in view and see if there's any new snow in your forecast. There is in the Midwest. There is in the west here. We've actually got more new snow coming starting today in the Sierra. Of course, we've been talking about how great this is for the snowpack and for the water supply, and that's going to continue again. Today, we'll see more snow and snow levels dropping actually through the day. Then we watch that system moving out here, moving out of Wyoming and Colorado into the plains tomorrow. This is our next big weather maker. This is Selene, and we're going to be watching for this to bring a swath of heavy, wet snow from Minnesota into Wisconsin into lower Michigan. So get ready. You will be shoveling this time. It's your turn in the Midwest. By the time the system moves to the northeast, though, it's pulling up into Canada, bringing warm air with it. Temperatures are much more mild, so for the most part, it is rain, except for extreme northern portions of New York, Vermont, and to Maine. We'll get some snow out of that. All right, let's get you into Easter weekend. Everyone wants to know, will the egg hunts go on? Rain might be an issue in Iowa, Missouri, and in parts of the south. We're going to keep an eye, especially on Florida, as we see some thunderstorms in your forecast on Saturday. Easter Sunday, we'll see that chance of showers spreading more as moisture returns throughout a good chunk of the south. Welcome back to AMHQ Early. So we've said goodbye to Winter Storm Regis. Now this morning we've got another winter storm on the docket, this one named Selene. And it could make a mess out there starting in the Rockies today and eventually moving into the Great Lakes area. We'll show you Easter dresses, their Easter bonnets, their white shoes, everything else. So you're wondering, can you wear all that, right? Let's show you the forecast looking ahead to Easter Sunday. We're going to take a look today at a lot of nice weather actually. Temperatures rebounding from a cool start in the morning in the southeast to a warm afternoon. Same thing in the northeast. The big story for today into tomorrow is the tracking of our next winter storm, Winter Storm Selene, and we see that moving east and making snow to the Midwest, especially Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Now there'll also be some storms we got to watch Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday. The storms are pushing out, and by Friday it's really just Florida that we're watching for thunderstorms. But by Saturday we've got another system now coming out of the Rockies. That area of low pressure will bring back up more moisture, so Easter Sunday could be pretty sloppy across a good chunk. They were celebrating by drop kicking the snowman. But I hope that they built it and that wasn't some young little kid's snowman.
I know. But apparently they also ripped their pants while doing it. So, yeah.
They said they were kicking off spring.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, they built the snowman up, kicked it off.
Well,
there you go.
After last winter, I wouldn't be surprised people in Boston doing that. But this winter, it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad.
So don't be so mad.
3.6 is what they got in Boston yesterday. Some spots actually picked up more than 10 inches up in Maine. Saw some spots in Massachusetts near 7 inches. So it really was a true range of snowfall amounts from Winter Storm Regis, which is gone. And the snow will be gone today after you see the warm up coming. Now let's look at the next system coming on in. We've got a lot going on in the northwest right now. Some instability, rain showers, some snow showers down the Sierra, and just this, I saw lightning. There we go. We got a lightning strike now into parts of Idaho. That's a sign of the instability and the cold air aloft that we're seeing with this next system coming on in. So get ready. This next one will mean business by the time we see a surface low develop and track into the Midwest. For now, we're going to see some snow showers, Sawtooth of Idaho. We'll see around Jackson Hole, Wyoming, some more snow coming on in. We'll see some snow continuing across Idaho and across Wyoming, and then into Colorado as we get into tomorrow, and that's when snow levels start to drop off as the cold air digs on in. So here we go with the dip in the jet stream, the cold air associated with it aloft, the surface low that's going to develop. We'll see that into portions of Kansas, and ahead of that we'll get the moisture returning, overrunning the cold air, which is actually coming in today. We got a boundary right up here across portions of the upper Midwest, and that's going to help let that cold air kind of seep in, getting the situation ready for tomorrow. So here we go, snow for you from Colorado to Wyoming. Wyoming. Interstate 80 will watch. Always have a tough time with the snow and the wind there. There will be a lot of wind energy with the system, by the way, too. We track snowfall into southern Minnesota, into Wisconsin, into Michigan. Now, don't be surprised tomorrow if you start your day with some rain and then mixing with some snow, because really the main event comes in later on Wednesday overnight into Thursday, and that's where we'll see that band of heaviest snow set up. There's still some uncertainty in the models. Everyone's not all on the same page just yet as to exactly where that swath of heaviest snow will be. So keep in mind that it's going to be a narrow area of, someone gets more than to 8 to 10, maybe up to a foot of snowfall, but it is going to be a narrow area that sees that big amount of snow. By the time we get to Thursday night, the system itself pulling up into Canada, so the warm air comes up into a good chunk of New York State, maybe extreme northern New York. We could see some pockets of some freezing rain or some sleet before we change over to rain. But here we go with that snowfall forecast. As mentioned, 8 to 12 inches is certainly possible. Green Bay, it's a possibility for you as well. There's also the chance that this heaviest snow band could shift a little further south as well. So these are some of the uncertainty that we're still dealing with here a day out from this happening.
And that's why you got to watch the Weather Channel.